Hello guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is Abuso. Today I will give you a brief introduction about Ielts speaking part, which one are playing crucial role for academic and general. So before wasting the time, let's start with the video. So in this video I will cover part 1, part 2, part 3. So start with the part 1. The part 1 topic is barbecue. The first question is, do Indian people like a barbecue? Yes, Indian people like a barbecues in traditional way of Indian. Most of the peoples who used to eat a tandoori or chicken in the barbecues because of the heat where they are providing it is a smoky smell, so the people feel that it feel like it is a barbecue. The second question is, what kind of food do you like to eat for a barbecue? Well, I like numerous things in the barbecue. In the last week, I had been to a barbecue nation, and I ate the both vegetarians and non-vegetarians. One of the best part was that it was unlimited. That things I liked. Apart from it, whatever they were providing, it was up in the hills considered to the restaurant's cost or restaurant quality. On the other hand, his suits and the flavors were very tasty because of the matter of the production. So I liked it very much. Would you like to have a barbecue with your family or with the friends? I would like to have a barbecue with my friends and as well as with my family. But whenever I get a time to expend with my parents or with my friends, so I used to go barbecue with my family or with my friends, because a barbecue is for the family and as well as for friends. Most of the people who used to go there for celebrating or doing the party there, the because there is no limitation of eating food, so that's why the people were going there. But for me, I used to go uh, barbecue with my friends. Do you have barbecue when you are a child? Well, I remember when I was a child, I was knowing about the barbecue. When I grew up, then that time I don't know, but one of my brother who he told me to visit a barbecue because the barbecue food is good. Then once I came in New Delhi, then I have visited a barbecues and I explored there. I like the barbecues, but in the childhood, I haven't done anything. So this one is a part one completed. Now I will go for the part two. Just I will pause the video. So the part two is, describe a positive change in your life. The points are given. I had to cover these points. What are the changes was, when it happened, and how it happens, and explain why it was a positive change. Just I need 1 minute to extend this answer. After that, I will be expanding the answer. So the changes is a law of a nature. We all make changes in our life time to time. I would like to talk about one changes I made a recent months. That was a time management. In the last months, I was not focusing on my time management. Due to that thing, I was not able to do the proper research or do the study properly. However, when I read Nobel's books, on that book, it was explaining how to do the time management and do the time accordingly. So I read that articles. The writer was explaining about the 2 minutes of the time. How can you will make a make a sequence or make a correlation between your daily life or to be the person. So he was explaining time like a time cannot be buy or cannot be expense. So we have to think as a positive consequences. So he was explaining like when you are lay on the bed, so in main terms you have to make points what you will do in the next day. According to that, you have to fill that trips whatever you made the points in the next day. We have to fill up. And apart from it, in the 2 minutes he was explaining like how can the people are become a success within 24 hours. Like everyone have the 24 hours, but everyone are utilizing in the productive way. If the person who is not able to use the productive ways, then they are failed on his path or on his career. So the time is equal for the everyone. So when I read the articles, then I feel that I should change in my life according to the writer are saying. Then I made the points or I made a lot of things to do there. So in the next day when I made the list to do, so in the next day I was not able to fill the whole desire points whatever I made. So after 1 week later, I was feeling the whole entire days, even though I was not I was not doing any pending work or doing other activities, or I was able to do the more activities on the desired things. So these changes it made in the last months, and it gives the a lot of things to do. So these things are made in my life. So now the part two is completed. Now I will go to the part three. So just the first question is in the part three, follow-up question. So is your country changing rapidly? Yes, country is changing rapidly. India is the developing country and changing day by day for the better with the advanced technology are stepping out of the developing country. In the recent year, there are various things is developed in the country, and now it is the BZP or the education rates are going up due to the more technology. People are inventing the many things in to develop in the education fields or the industrial side. How is your country changing? I think my country is changing in the many way. First, I will talk first. I can see the effective globalization or the controlling on the pollution in the wearing the Western clothes and eating the Western cuisines or the wasting times with the wasting a time with the one person to the other person. Secondly, People also being modern in the thinkings, in the views, the wrong traditionals are not participated with the effects, and the peoples who are become the more educated, they are not blaming to the other person. And finally, uh, there are developing in infrastructure with the facilities, many modern facilities, fast internet connections, and subway, and the people who used to be mingle with each other. These as changes are becoming more these days. Do you believe that the changes your country went through the positive? As for me, the positive changes are more conflicting to the negative consequences. The positive are the more powerful in the country where the peoples who used to go, and the positives are more efficiential with the negatives. As for example, if the person who is well educated and he want to do the jobs, the changes can be in his path. If we talk about the negatives, and if a person who used to take the drugs or who used to be addictive, so he had to use that things, and that can be changes in our life. Do you think changes is a good? Well, changes can be both good or bad. If the person who want to change his life or he want to be a perfect, so of course he need to be upgraded according to the nature, according to the Wikipedia, whatever the peoples who are thinking. So according to that, people have to be upgraded. On the other hand, if we are if we are not supportive with one person to the other person, that is also a negative part where we have to be improve that sites, and peoples will love to do the activities and the more things. The fifth question is, what are some of the major changes that usually occur in people in the living? I think changes occur thoroughly of the life. First, they are physically and hormones changes, which occurs we go through the participations with his hairs or with his hormones. On the other hand, if the person who is growing up, his tone or his behavior are changing according to the science or according to the ages. In the recent year, the science has found that the vast majority of the adults who, when they are growing up, his body and their structure or the sounds and a vocal, they are changing very frequently according to the ages. Is it important for the people to make a changes according to their surroundings? Yes, yes, as per my view, it should be a changes according to the surrounded. Suppose if we are living with the peoples and we are not convinced with the neighbors, so we have to be supportive or be productive with one person to the other person. And if the surroundings is not the good condition where the people who used to not do the more activities or more things, so we have to avoid that things and be aware of that things where we have to get the knowledge and teach the children according to the ideas, according to the knowledge. And most of the native speakers who used to feed and vegetarians or be perfection on the eatings, and these things are immoral to the factors. Thank you for watching this video.